Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your 2026 general reading. We are going to do something different. Each row is going to represent something different. You have this chalice card in your first row. It says rejuvenation and fulfillment. In this key card, it says locked doors can now be open. So the first row is going to represent what major opportunities to look out for this year of 2026. And again, it is a good year for rejuvenation and fulfillment. I think I've said to you all of 2025 that, doing things that are more fun, doing things you enjoy, or, kind of finding something that causes you to overflow would be a very good idea for you. And, like having something that fulfills you, it's like important that you have an activity or a hobby or something like that that makes you happy, because I think having something to like lean on is going to be very good, Pisces. So I would take advantage of that. You also have that locked doors can now be open, and that makes a lot of sense based off your astrology and everything else going on. That, anything that feels like it's been blocking you or preventing you from finding success for a long time, those things can work now because you've probably learned a lot. And I would take advantage of that, Pisces, kind of like revisiting opportunities that you feel like you missed out on, because maybe you felt like you couldn't get ahead, or maybe you felt like you couldn't stand out, or whatever the case may be. Those are the opportunities I would be looking for. So in the area again of what major opportunities to look out for in 2026, you have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles can be an opportunity to leave a comfort zone, or to kind of like push it to the limits here, Pisces, is what I feel. So, and also like the opportunity to let go of anything you've been holding on to. And really, he's holding on to limiting situations. We do have some expansive cards here in this reading. Even in the all the oracle cards I'm using, there are a lot of expansive cards. So I would be taking advantage of expansive opportunities, ones that kind of take you from where you are now and maybe bring you to a new place in life. You will have Uranus and Gemini in your fourth house, and even if you're not a fourth house Gemini, Pisces, doesn't matter. And we have the Knight of Wands right here. So Gemini, having Uranus in your fourth house can definitely mix up your living location. Some of you could be moving, but it doesn't have to be moving. I always say like that, especially Uranus and Gemini, it can be very unpredictable, but you could be making a lot of moves with that Four of Pentacles. But again, the opportunity is these moves are out of a comfort zone. You have the Queen of Cups, which is about following your heart. Again, I feel your heart is more right than it has been. Not that your heart has been wrong. I just think that there have been blockages that have maybe made you feel like you can't get ahead, or you can't do what you want to do, or you can't, make the progress that you've been wanting to make. And it's like I kind of feel like you're finally getting ahead here. And I think that is very good. Next, you have the Eight of Cups. So again, walking away from something could be an opportunity that is no longer serving you. He's walking away from these 8 cups, and I always say those 8 cups, they do provide him with something. It's just not enough. So he is walking away from something that he would be settling for. And the Four of Pentacles, same thing. Four of Pentacles, we don't necessarily look at it as a card of settling, but he is holding on to less than he deserves. So I feel that, really the opportunity in 2026 will be for you to let go of limiting circumstances, or to get out of things that just aren't serving you well. And that's what I would do. We're going to clarify with the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. With the Four of Pentacles, you have your intuition card, which is, definitely you are very intuitive. So I would be trusting those messages that you are receiving at this time. I feel like your intuition is pulling you in a new direction. I feel that you could be having a lot of ideas. It's almost like, I think right now, I'm recording this on December 8th. So, even this will be published on December 9th. Even if you're watching this in December, it's almost like the universe is kind of like showing you things. And I know that doesn't sound very exciting, but it's almost like you could be having some inspirations at this time, some ideas that are kind of like popping up into your awareness. And I would really see where those things go that are, mostly those things that are popping into your awareness. With the Queen of Cups, you have the resourcefulness card. Yeah, we're all going to have to be resourceful for many years to come. And the Queen of Cups is a resource. She follows her heart. She fulfills her heart first. And because she fulfills her heart first, she gets what she wants. And so, your resource could actually be more heart-based energy this year, 2026, or could be about you following your heart and valuing your heart more. With the Eight of Cups, you have this Quarrel card. This card can represent battling or, getting into fights, things like that. But you have the Eight of Cups, which is like walking away. So a lot of you could be walking away from things that are getting in your way. There could be a good opportunity for you to get away from things that bring up fights or issues in your life as well, since we're looking at the big opportunities for you this year. And, again, obviously making your life more peaceful would be a good thing, Pisces. Next, we're going to look at your blind spot for 2026. You have this Thinker card and this Message in a Bottle card. I'm laughing because the Thinker card makes perfect sense with Uranus and Gemini as well. Can be a little bit of overthinking energy, and that I would definitely be careful of that. You have the I will say you have the Knight of Wands, Page of Cups, and the Hermit. It's like the Hermit already knows everything that he needs to know to be successful. He just has to stop thinking. He has to get out of hermit mode. It's also kind of funny because we still have the South Node in Virgo, North Node in Pisces, and I always say the South Node in Virgo is very much kind of like the Hermit. In North Node Pisces, that placement itself, we have to come out of hermit mode. And we have to be willing to speak up. And this Message in the Bottle card, I kind of get the same thing. Like, the message is in the bottle. It's almost like saying it would be better for you to speak up this year. And I don't know that that's really a blind spot. Maybe, it's like maybe because, if you're the type of Pisces where you don't normally speak up, then it could be a little bit of a blind spot in the sense that, it's saying if you don't speak up, you're not going to get the opportunities or whatever it is that you're looking for. So it might be time to speak plainly and just say what you mean what you say, right? You have the Knight of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the Hermit. The Knight of Wands could be like opportunities to go on adventures or build something. The thing that's popping into my head with this Knight of Wands for you, and again, I'm not so sure this is a blind spot, but kind of for you, Pisces, is that, if something doesn't work, anything that you're working on in the year of 2026, if, one way doesn't work, try something else. He is the true builder in the tarot. If one way to do something doesn't work, he tries to build something else. And I literally feel that would be the best thing for you. I'm also getting, I would encourage you to embrace spontaneous opportunities that make you a little bit uncomfortable. And I'm not talking about anything like dangerous or anything like that, but it's like, I don't know, Pisces, like when I have a distinct memory when I was younger in high school, I was like my freshman year, I got picked to go on this camping trip thing, and I did not want to go. It's like I'm a Pisces. I just wanted to be home. I just wanted to not be camping and all that other stuff, right? But it's like I went. I hated it for the first 2 days, and then I didn't want to leave when it was over, right? So that's what I mean by uncomfortable. It's like there could be opportunities where it's like at first you don't want to do it, but it's like if you do it, you're going to be really happy that you did. And the other thing is again, this is coming up as a blind spot. So it's saying that you don't even know what could happen if you accept those opportunities. So I would take advantage of spontaneous action. You have the Page of Cups. We're going to look into love in this reading, but love could be a little bit of a blind spot or something for you this year. Love actually looks pretty decent for me. We'll talk about it when we get there, in this row. But again, it could be something that you need to look at closer if you want it, obviously. The Page of Cups can also be your dream, and so you might need to work a little bit harder on your dream or whatever you think your dream is. Next, you have the Hermit. Again, don't be a hermit this year, Pisces. I would pick something to do, social, something that puts you out into the world. The other thing about the Hermit is that he's hiding his inner light inside this lantern, so he is literally hiding himself. And I feel that this year wants you to be bold, wants you to be assertive, wants you to stand out. Again, we have all this energy in Aries. Saturn and Neptune will be in Aries this year. By basically the end of February. Saturn moves into Pisces Aries in February 13th or whatever it is. And, so really, it's like you could argue that, maybe we have to wait until the beginning of March for the energy to really get moving next year. But, that energy wants you to be bold, wants you to speak up, wants you to be loud, and the Hermit is not doing that. The Hermit is hiding himself. So, and this goes for all areas of your life. I would definitely be loud. With the Knight of Wands, you have this criticism card. I mean, this is fits in very well with Pisces astrology. It's funny because I've heard like multiple other astrologers talk about this as well. That it's like the thing for Pisces right now is that they have to like say the things they're afraid will receive criticism. They have to kind of like speak up and speak out and all that other stuff. So, it's pretty clear to me that this would be a good energy for you, speaking up, speaking out, being bold, being assertive, all that other stuff. With the Page of Cups, you have this decision card. Yeah, you could have a decision to make in love here, Pisces, with the Page of Cups. Kind of just intuitively, it feels to me like it's, whether or not you commit or not, or have the deep commitment, or whether, really I think it's about letting someone into your space, basically, here, Pisces. Again, I don't want to skip too far ahead, because it's going to be the second to last row here is going to represent love. But, it does look good, but, it's like, I think that really the decision that's popping into my head here is like allowing someone into your space. I don't know how else to say it. Allowing someone in. It's like if you've been alone for a while, you get used to being alone, and it's like then you don't want someone in your space. But, I think you could have a lot to gain. We'll look when we get to that row. With the Hermit, yes, you have this friendship card. Yeah, other people, definitely. I don't know that it's a blind spot. I just think you just don't see the benefits of socializing. Starting, I've been talking about it all 2025 as well, for the most part, or at least in the second half, for sure, Pisces. But, next year it's going to be very important as well. Your friends, there could be a lot of benefits in surrounding yourself with good people, and you just don't even see the benefits yet. So I think socializing, finding something to do to socialize, would be very helpful. Next, we're going to look at your next right step in 2026, or that you could take right now. You have this laughter card. It says emotional release, joy, and connection. Connection, Pisces. You have this limitation card. It says trapped, repressed, lack of resources. We have that resourcefulness card. I do feel that some of you are a little bit stuck right now in December of 2025 if you're watching this early. I feel like maybe even in January you could still be feeling a little bit of like not sure what to do. It's like there's two choices on that limitation card. If we look at those circles as like portals, even has the window in front of him, but I just intuitively I feel like the window he's looking out of is his current situation. But he has these two portals, and he could choose which one. I almost feel like you need to pick the fun one because, we have the circle here that goes to the circle here. It's almost like that's how I see it. You could be making this choice to get into this place of laughter and fun and joy. But it's almost like you need to allow it. It's like it's kind of weird as well, Pisces, because I'm just going to tell you the message I just got. But it's almost like you have these thoughts right now. If you're watching this in December, in January, you're going to have these thoughts where you're saying to yourself like, oh, it would be so nice if I could just do this, whatever that is. And I feel like the universe is saying, yes, go and do that thing. That is exactly what you should be doing. But it's like you're saying to yourself, there are too many limitations, or you're saying to yourself, I can't make money doing that, or I can't, do this, right? And so I don't really think this is much of a blockage necessarily. Again, it's coming up as the next step you need to take. So it's like maybe you need to move more towards joy. You have the Four of Cups in the area of your next step, the Justice card and the Nine of Swords. The Four of Cups, he has tried something multiple times before, and now he's getting another opportunity to try it again, but he's not because he's failed like 3 times before. I said at the beginning of the reading that you might be revisiting like an old idea or something that you've tried doing before. And I would, Pisces, because I feel like this time it can work better, whatever it is that you're thinking of creating or doing. I also feel, I'm pretty sure I said this to you in 2025 as well, probably multiple times, but I just feel like there's too much comparing. It's like, I get this energy for you, Pisces, and it's kind of like, if you're trying to build something, you might look at other people who have built the same type of business or relationship or whatever you're trying to do. And it's like maybe it took them, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years for them to get it done. And I feel like you are saying to yourself, this is going to take me 4 years to get this project done. But it's like the universe is like, no, you've already done all the work, dummy, right here. And I'm not calling you dumb, although I am. So, again, it's like the universe is like, hello, you've already done all the work. It's not going to take long. So it's almost like you are making something take longer by not getting started. And also it's not going to take long in the first place. So I would get moving. You have the Justice card. Justice is cause and effect. Again, I do think this could be a little challenge. Again, we're looking at the next right step that you need to take, but I read intuitively, and again, I think this could be a little bit of a challenge for Pisces next year. Not a big one, not a big deal, but just needing things to be balanced before you take action could be a problem, or needing things to look a certain way. Like if you're saying to yourself, like, oh, I'll get started on this business if, I have this much money and blah, 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 blah. It's like that's where the challenge will come from. So, don't do that. The Justice card also wants you, like, I kind of feel like it's saying no assumptions. Sometimes with the Justice card, I feel that it's asking us to be neutral. It's saying, like, anytime you get an opportunity, which you have this cup reaching out right here, don't assume what direction it's going to go in. Trust the evidence, right? Next, you have the Nine of Swords. I think your next right step here is to end something. 8 of Cups, 4 of Cups. We have this Nine of Swords now. Nine of Swords is like Groundhog's Day, and Nine of Swords always reminds me that it's time to change your story. And so I feel like the Nine of Swords in this reading is saying it's time to change your story and, kind of like move in a new direction so you can make more progress or so you can move forward. And that's exactly what I would do with that card. With the 4 of Cups, you have the extremism. Yes, again, if you're this extremism card would be you thinking that something is going to be all bad or all good, right? And so justice. Sometimes we have to come to the center and not assume that an opportunity is going to be perfect, and we also need to not assume that it's going to be bad either. We have to kind of look at the evidence and see what's actually going on. So again, next year, a lot of extreme energy, the Saturn and Neptune back in Aries, some other things going on. So, especially with Neptune in Aries. Neptune in Aries is extremism. So, I would definitely say, balanced thinking would be good. With the Justice card, you have this manipulation card. This is actually a good card. It's like manipulating the energy. So it's about law of attraction and using your powers of manifestation to attract what you want. And that's exactly what I would do with this card. Like anything you can do to match what you want energetically, I feel will be very, very good here, Pisces. With the Nine of Swords, you have this Charity card. It's like the universe is trying to help you. I always look at this card in this deck as like a gift from the universe. It's like the universe is giving to you. It's like the universe wants to give to you, I feel, in these first 3 rows. But I also feel it's saying like it's time to take action. It's time to make your move. Next, we're going to look at love here. So if you don't want love, this could be something you'll love. We'll talk about it. You have this Inner Goddess card. It says, express your divine feminine energy and loving wisdom will transform your life. You have this Metamorphosis card. It says, your inner self is being renewed day by day, so new and better ways can come forth. So definitely a change in love. I said it this year, 2025, that basically love would be changing for Pisces, and this will continue into 2026. And I do feel like you're going through a change. That Inner Goddess card, doesn't matter what gender you are, I feel like it's saying like the better you take care of yourself, the better chance you're going to have to find love. So there you go. You have the Page of Swords, the 7 of Swords, and the 6 of Wands. Looks pretty good. I feel like someone already has their eye on you, Pisces, and you don't even realize it, And so it's like I think Pisces can be a little bit clueless in love. I know I am, so sure. You know what I mean? It's like, even like after I got out of high school, I had people that were like, I liked you in high school. I'm like, what? No freaking clue. So clueless. And I feel that there could be a person that's interested in you. You have no idea. I think this person is looking at you right now. Again, today is December 8th. I keep forgetting. Or no, it's not. What is it? The 5th. I can't read. So today is the 5th. I should just look at my watch. That would be easier. But anyway, today is the 5th of December. And so this will be actually published on the 6th. But what I would say is that I feel like even right now, there could be a person who's kind of like studying you, looking at you, not a creepy way. I think they're just trying to figure you out. So if you want love, this looks good. I would say for all of you, again, with the Queen of Cups, that again, even if you don't want love, and even if you do, I feel it would be a great time. I mean, Ace of Swords, 6 of Wands, you have the 10 of Cups here. You have great cards here for doing more of what you love. But again, we talked about it on that portal card, this limitation card, right? It's like you're thinking that the thing that would make you happy couldn't be possible. But it is. And so I think you need to research that. It's almost like you just need to start living it, And if you would do that, I feel that's how things are going to improve. You have the Ace of Swords. I'm getting like confession here, so I don't know. I don't even think you have to do anything here, Pisces. I feel like someone is going to confess their feelings to you. This Ace of Swords doesn't even represent a confession, but, that's the word that popped into my head, and I read intuitively, so there you go. But definitely will be communication. I kind of feel like this person makes you almost forget about everything from your past. If you have like a difficult past in love or whatever, it seems like a really good person. I do get like a little bit of intensity here for some reason. It's like this person might be a little bit intense. I kind of feel like you like it though, Pisces. So, is it really a problem? Probably not. Again, they might be a little bit, I don't really think they're clingy, but I do feel like maybe they like, their love language is touch, for example. So, it's like, if you're together, they're going to be touching you. Is that a problem? I don't know. If you don't like being touched, sure, it's a problem. But if you do, then great. So I wouldn't worry about it. I still think it would be good. The Ace of Swords also wants you to focus on your heart. So I would say for all of you, again, this part of the reading represents all forms of love. So that include we're mostly focusing on relationships, but I also think that with the Queen of Cups here, it wants you to focus on your heart and what your heart is telling you to do. It's like your heart. I really feel this, that your heart is telling you to do something, and you're like, you're saying there's no way I can make money doing this, or there's no way I can create that, or whatever. But if you would just get started, it would work. Pisces. You have the Six of Wands, which is great. Six of Wands, like feeling like you're winning, feeling like you're having success, feeling happy. So definitely, like I said, a very strong connection that could be coming in for you. And, it could be one that people are jealous of. Six of Wands, there's a person in the background that's meant to look jealous. So if you're, attracting this person, definitely possible. With the Page of Swords, you have this endurance card. Yes, someone who sticks around. I think that just based off Pisces astrology, that has been your problem for many years, is getting people to stick, right? No matter what. And so I feel for a lot of you, you're attracting someone who has great endurance. Could be a Scorpio. This is Sun in Scorpio. And, it could be any sign. But you do have a lot of Scorpio cards here. You have Mercury in Scorpio, Jupiter in Scorpio. That's it so far, and you also have the Death card, but, could be any sign, but I do think this person has staying power. It's like they're not going anywhere. So, and look, isn't it funny that I said this person is touching you? And like, look at this lion with its tongue sticking out. It's like he's hugging it too hard. So, I don't know, there you go. Here you go with the Ace of Swords. You have this companionship card. Love it. The companionship card is like finding a true companion. Again, someone who sticks by your side, someone who supports you. I think this is like maybe a little bit more than just a lover. It's like a friend kind of thing. There's something more. It's deeper than just love. So that's pretty good. With the Six of Wands, you show up. The Sun in Pisces. You have this Vision card. It's like you could really be attracting something that it's like, let me put it this way. Is that, it's like sometimes I think we do have ideas that are a little bit delusional in love. Like our expectations or whatever are a little bit delusional. But I don't know. I kind of feel like you could literally be attracting someone right now who is very close to what your, ideal person would be. Now, no one is perfect, Pisces. So, don't forget that. But, this could be pretty darn close. I also feel this is saying you need to fall in love with a vision. I think some Pisces have lost that. Where it's like that motivation that comes from the accomplishment of something, and that's what I feel with that Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups really stands out to me in your reading for some reason. Maybe because you have that Chalice card that says rejuvenation and fulfillment, but it kind of looks like the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups is also your heart, Pisces. So it's almost like the reading is saying you need to fall in love with a vision again. It's almost like you need a goal to work towards or a vision to work towards, and maybe you need to create that. Next, we're going to look at the good stuff. I love this is good. You have this sudden wealth card. It says big financial gain, winnings, monetary gift, financial success, inheritance, inner and outer wealth. You have this thoughts card. It says reflecting, thinking it through, forward planning, ideas, memories, thinking of someone or a situation. So you definitely could be attracting wealth. It is a good year for money for you, Pisces, if you're trying to attract money. So I like to see that. Again, I think thinking is kind of like good and bad for you in 2026. You definitely need your thinking time, but it's like if you think of something, you then take an action on it just so you can bring it into this reality. And I would, that's what I would do here. You have this Death card, the Ten of Cups, and the Strength card. Again, you have that Metamorphosis card, which is like a change. So coming up in the good stuff, obviously this would represent a positive change coming in at this time for you, which is great. So, and I kind of feel this year could be a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel for you in a good way. It's like you're crossing through something or you're getting over something. And I don't know, it just feels more peaceful, Pisces. You have the Ten of Cups, which is amazing. Ten of Cups is like fortune after difficulty, happy home, happy family, good things happening after a difficult period of time. Can also represent love. So there definitely could be a really solid love connection coming in for those of you that want it. You could also be bringing your dream down to earth. They are dreaming of these 10 cups, but they need to bring those 10 cups down to earth. So, coming up in the good stuff, it could say you are doing that. You have the Strength card. I think you're going to see how strong you are this year, especially if you kind of like follow those spontaneous opportunities like we talked about with the Knight of Wands. If you put yourself out there more, take bigger risks and everything, I feel you're going to see your true strength. And, this could have you being a little bit unstoppable, after this year as well, where, if you accomplish a lot this year, you're going to be like, what can I accomplish next year, right? So good. With the Death card, you have this Exaltation card. Yeah, I like this card. It kind of says that something is divinely guided in your life, or something is meant to happen according to the universe. Something is exalted, something is meant to be. And, this could be the transformation that you're going through, Pisces. With the Ten of Cups, you have this Submission card. This card wants you to set yourself free. There's this bird in this cage, and the cage door is open. It's coming up in the good stuff, which is good, but, at the same time, I would say that anywhere where you're keeping yourself hidden, I would open up, Pisces. And finally, with the Strength card, oh, here you go. How cute is that? You have the Devotion card. This is my Till Death Do Us Part card. There's like a dead bird with a living bird that's sad. So, again, you could be attracting someone who's very devoted to you, someone who really is committed, someone who's in it for the long haul if you're looking for love. So, love to see that. But this is really good, Pisces. I like it. So thank you for being here. Make sure to leave a like and a comment down below, and definitely enjoy your year.